April 2025, a 14-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas Hernandez gets into an Uber sent by David Anthony Burke, a 21-year-old alternative pop singer the world knows as David. She's excited, maybe nervous. She's excited, maybe nervous. She's told her family she's going to see him. What she doesn't know is that persecutors allege she's already planning to kill her. By September, her dismembered remains are found in the front trunk of his abandoned Tesla. Chainsaws, a burn cage, a body bag. This isn't a crime of passion. This is calculated, methodical, and it started allegedly when she was 11. This week, we're not just covering a murder, we're looking into what happens when the internet fame, parasocial access, and predation collide, and how a kid from Houston became one of the most disturbing cases in in recent music history. Welcome to Coffee and Crime with Mom. I'm Zaylee.
And I'm Nicole, mom.
Today we're diving into the David case. David Burke, bedroom pop star, Fortnite soundtrack darling, and now accused of first degree murder with special circumstances. Lewd acts with a child under 14 and mutilating human remains. If you're joining us from our Texas Killing Field series, this is a different beast entirely. Faster, digital, and deeply unsettling in how modern it feels.
This is the episode where we sit with how fame can mask predation, how online access erases boundaries, and how a 14-year-old girl ended up dead after allegedly threatening to ruin his music career.
And there's a lot of hard questions. So, I mean, we're just going to go ahead and get started because, baby, this case had my blood pressure through the roof.
I feel you.
Yeah. Okay. So, coffee jack, what you drinking?
All right, so I have my boring old whipped coffee. I figured because I had the Italian coffee earlier, because we're recording a couple in a day, I didn't feel like I should whip up another raw egg and put it in my stomach. So I just went with the regular whipped coffee.
No. So, I was going to do coffee, and then I came home and my middle child had thrown my coffee all over the
Ooh,
kitchen. My house smells delightful, but I have no coffee. So there's that. So I will be drinking Dr. Pepper, I think.
okay.
Maybe root beer. I'm not sure. My husband got it for me. I haven't really tasted it yet, but
It's
it's
soda.
one of the other. Yeah,
Soda,
that's what I'll
pop,
be
cold
drinking.
drink, whatever you call it.
I mean, oh my goodness. Okay. So just the whole you said pop culture has me thinking of like how the David's music was everywhere, the romantic homicide and Here With Me, or the Fortnite concerts that they were having where people were getting together and doing dances and all that stuff to his song on
Mm.
on Fortnite. And then it had billions of streams on Spotify, all of this, and we'll get into it, but the reason why it's so haunting is the visuals for the music. And allegedly,
Mm.
the entire time he is grooming this 11-year-old that he met online in 2022. And that is, of course, Celeste.
So the parasocial access is what breaks me. Kids feel like they know these artists. They see them all the time. They love their music,
Yeah.
DMs, comments, Discord servers. And Burke allegedly met Celeste through online gaming communities. By 2023, when she was 13 and he was 18, prosecutors say they were in a sexual relationship.
I mean, that is why I'm so terrified with the internet. Baby, I am a walking. What you know, the anxiety from inside out. That is me as a
Bless
person
you. I am
because I don't
anxiety.
think I have any other emotions in my head. I just have anxiety. 'Cause all the crazy shit that is happening in the world, and why are we? Why is everybody going after the children? We literally just talked about how we need to protect our children on the
Mhm.
episode, like our last episode, and Here we are again, another situation, another child, and it's
Yeah.
like, come on, bro, come on.
I
It,
don't understand it. I don't think I'm supposed to understand it.
but the crazy part about this is
Mhm.
that with Celeste and her being 13 and him being 18, nobody intercepted it. Like nobody said anything. No parents caught it like early enough. No platform flagged any of this. A 13-year-old girl and an 18-year-old musician with millions of followers operating in plain sight.
That's what keeps me up. That's what I'm talking about. Not just the murder, the years of access that made it possible.
And I mean, I feel like that's exactly where we need to start because is it that the parents weren't paying attention to what she was doing online that they even like had the chance to be talking for these years? Like, are you really not paying attention to any of the type of conversation that they're having or what they're doing as far as like with, oh, she's just gaming, so it's no thought about that. Like that, not to blame the parents, but I'm just
Yeah.
trying to understand how it got to where
Mhm.
even was at.
But I would think as a parent, just think I have two daughters. It's just they're playing games, and I don't know. It's you have to just be almost over their shoulder all the time these days.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's walk through the prosecution's theory because the details are actually very horrifying and they literally matter. Like, that is the reason why we're here. The deets.
The deets. So,
The
April
deets.
2025, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, age 14, allegedly threatens to expose her relationship with David. She tells him she's going to ruin his music career. Prosecutors say Burke responds by ordering an Uber to pick her up from her home in Lake Elsinore, California, and bring her to his rental in the Hollywood Hills.
And that's a crazy part, baby. You did this in somebody else's house. This not even your house.
Mhm.
You was at a rental house, okay?
Right.
And so she gets in the car willingly, obviously. She tells her parents where she's going because I mean she knows him, she trusts him, and I think that she thinks that the situation is fixable because in her mind she's 13, she's 14, she doesn't realize like people, how powerful words can be and how strongly people can take them, especially pedophiles and
Yeah.
predators who are out doing things they're not supposed to be doing, but they have like a stage. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, according to the indictment, shortly after she arrives, Burke stabs her to death. Then he goes shopping. He gets a shovel, two chainsaws, a body bag. I'm concerned about where you buy a body bag from.
I'm concerned
Um,
about what you're doing with two chainsaw and why one
well, there's so
chainsaw
many
wasn't
things, but like,
enough.
what store do I go to as just the normal person picking up
Home
some
Depot,
supplies that I can buy a body bag?
Michael's,
Is it actually a body
Walmart.
bag? Never mind. Let's go on with the story.
I'm sure it was body.
Um,
Well. Was it a like an actual?
that's what
It
it
was.
says.
That's what it
A
said.
body
That's
bag.
all. That's everything I saw was a body
Do they
bag.
have them
I'm.
on Amazon or
He
something?
went to Lowe's. He had to have went to Lowe's, and
They
Lowe's has
have body
everything.
bags at Lowe's. See,
I didn't
here's the
know.
problem. Here's the problem. We need to get back to the issue. Why did Lowe's, at what point was there such a demand for body bags that Lowe's said, we're going to stock those on our shelves? I don't know. But anyway, he got heavy duty laundry bags, a blue inflatable pool, and a burn cage, a metal structure designed for burning debris, which prosecutors believe he intended to use to dispose of her remains.
Okay, and so obviously to me, this doesn't scream like panic. This
Hmm.
screams procurement. Like he
Hmm.
allegedly had a plan for disposal before she even arrived or developed one like immediately after.
Right.
And the burn cage, that's what gets me. That's the one I'm like, what?
Wow.
Because first of all, what is a burn cage? Like, do you mean like the things that they put like the logs in, like the little things you could put? I
Yeah,
don't know
you
what
can
a
burn debris. You can put like paper or logs or
so so
maybe leaves. Maybe
so for me
leaves.
that doesn't scream like, oh, I'm panicking. That's premeditation. That's not an impulse. Like you
Yeah,
go up
because
this,
why
oh,
would
I
you
need to
even
make
think
sure
of
that I
that?
can get rid of the whole for the body bag wasn't enough because why buy the body bag and then the burn cage? Are you going to put her in the body bag and then put the whole of her with the body bag in the cage? I
But
don't
like,
think. I feel like he
who?
thought about it, but he didn't think it all the way through.
Like he didn't
Maybe
know
he
which
had
way he
like
was. I don't think he knew what exactly he was going to do.
right.
So
That's
he
what I'm
just
saying.
prepared. Allegedly, he just prepared
Allegedly.
for whatever reality
Or
happen.
maybe it was
I'm
like
ready
he had
for
these
it.
weird, like different versions of like fantasies he
Maybe
wanted to
it's some
do it,
type of
and he didn't
fantasy
know
because
where he was going, which fantasy would take over. So he prepared for
because
all of them.
who would think of a burn cage like if you burn your recycle or burn your leaves or whatever people do with it. I'm sure if well, and I was
I
about
don't
to say
know
I'm
many
sure if they
murderers
sell it.
that also go to
Well,
Lowe's
wait,
to
I was
buy
about to
body
say
bags.
I'm sure if they sell it there's a legitimate reason, but they also sell body bags, so I'm gonna just take that back because that doesn't make sense.
Yep. Yeah.
So her remains aren't found until September 2025, 5 months after she's discovered in the front trunk. The front.
You cannot laugh.
Her remains aren't found until September 2025. It took 5 months. She was discovered in the front trunk
The front.
of Burke's abandoned Tesla, dismembered, and during that 5 month gap, Burke is releasing music, performing, doing interviews, and living his life.
So he's still doing all of this, releasing music, performing. He's doing interviews, living his life, and the performing and releasing music and the interviews. Like all
How
of
can
this
you
is just
focus?
you don't you. There's no nothing in this. You and then at the end of that, you can't say, "Oh, I had nothing to do with it," because baby, you bought her. You got her the Uber. Okay, stamp it,
Yeah,
receipt it. It's on your device. You got her the Uber. She came to where you were staying in the rental. That is where the Uber says she dropped your ass off at. The special circumstances attached to his first degree murder charge tell the story. Lying in wait, financial gain, and a murdering a witness. What? Right, right. Okay. Prosecutors believe he waited for her, killed her to protect his career, and eliminated someone who could testify against him because this started when she was 11.
right.
Allegedly.
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 And just think, plus the lewd and lascivious acts charge, the sexual relationship with a child under 14, and
That
the
part.
mutilation charge, this isn't one bad night. This is allegedly years of grooming, culminating in execution and desecration.
This is just horrible. Okay. And
Horrible.
then he's such a piece of shit. He went in there and pleaded not
Allegedly.
guilty. And his attorney says that the actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Hernandez and he was not the cause of her death. Okay, so I just want to let you know where was if allegedly he was not the
Hmm.
cause of this, right? Where's the missing persons report? Where's any of that?
Right.
Because you're supposed to be the last person who saw her. We know that's where you was going
And
because
then you just
she
stop
has to
texting
tell
her.
somebody where she going.
Right. And then you text her where you at, and then you just stop texting her. Like none of this seems very well thought out. Even though it
No,
seems
that's what
like
I'm
he made
saying. He thought
plans,
about it.
none of it
Yeah.
is well thought out.
No, he didn't
So
think to
I
the
guess we'll
ending
just
of
see
it.
what the actual evidence shows because the preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 26th of 2026 this year.
That is right around the corner in a couple of weeks, and I will be
Glued
glued
to it.
to it. Okay. And so let's just go back. Let's rewind and let's kind of focus in on David's rise for a moment because it's essential to understanding the access that he actually had.
So David Anthony Burke started making music in his sister's closet in Houston, Texas. He posted on TikTok and SoundCloud. Romantic Homicide went viral in 2022. Ironically, a song about heartbreak, not literal homicide. He was 17, and by 18, he had a label deal. Billions of streams, Fortnite in game concerts, a global fan base predominantly made up of teenagers and young adults.
And that right there, you're targeting the
Hmm.
victims right there, like what you're going after. That's your demographics. And so it's
Right.
like insane. Okay. And so the thing about bedroom pop and like hyper pop and TikTok music culture, which is insane that that's a whole thing,
Oh,
but the
thing.
artists are like easily accessible. Obviously, it's
Mm.
not like back in the day when we had to go to LimeWire and stuff like that, and we can
Right.
just jump into people DMs and shoot people
Hmm.
emails. We had to like wait for people like Mike Jones to drop their number on a song before we could start trying to get in contact with these people. So the now it's just you could just shoot them a message. You know, they feel like they're friends and they know these people
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
they do reply to the comments and they go live and they can talk to them in the live and they share their struggles, and that intimacy is kind of like the product of what it is that they're going for. This is like the goal.
That's what builds the following.
Right.
But intimacy without boundaries is vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Burke allegedly met Celeste through online gaming communities in 2022 when she was only 11, not through official channels, not through management, through Discord, through DMs, through the same spaces where fans organize and bond. And that is the danger of this type of access, because because anytime you have a situation, you have a predator, and then there's a situation where they can access their victims, whatever that looks like, they're going to find a way into that situation. So
Mm-hmm.
even these people who are, famous, TikTok famous or whatever, he was about to go big, that doesn't make them okay. They clearly are a lot of times the people who we have to watch out for,
Yeah,
and now
and then the
they have
kids are
access
just
to our
like,
children.
yeah,
Hmm.
and the kids are like, "Oh my god, this is my idol," or this like, "I love this person," or
Right.
whatever the case. They don't
Hmm.
think about who the person actually is. They just think about the persona that they're seeing, and that's what makes it dangerous. And now all of the socials and apps and basically anything you could get on this whole option to like FaceTime or
Hmm.
call people, and you can send pictures and do all kinds of things. So it's
Hmm.
extremely dangerous, especially for stuff like Discord, because I mean, first of all, to even, I guess for kids, because now they do have like all the electronics, but it took me a minute to even figure out what
Hmm.
how do
How
you
to
work
handle all
this?
this?
Like,
Yeah.
because it's weird, but once you get into it, you can do everything on there. Calls, disc FaceTimes, you can share screens, people can see what you're doing. If you have any kind of device that gets you any kind of access to any of that, is a problem, because then boom, they're right there, right? And so all of the platforms that we're talking about, that's how he like built his career and became like the infrastructure for his alleged predation and whatever. So TikTok he used for discovery, right? And Discord was for his private contact, like I was saying, it's right
Hmm.
there. And then
Yeah.
Uber logistics, right? And Amazon allegedly for chainsaws and burn cages, which is insane because which same day shipping, like this is all of these tools that just make it easier for like pedophiles and like predators and stuff to like live these criminal lives, because it's so convenient, because the modern life we live, same day shipping, we can every
Yeah.
Instacarts and all of the other stuff is all right there.
And all the things that are set up to make our lives very convenient also make things convenient for these people.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
so, and then we have to think about the fans, because his fans, the kids who loved his music, they're now reckoning with the possibility that the boy who soundtracked their heartbreaks was allegedly destroying a child's life in private. And I did see a video of him. I thought about playing it here, but they do show the two girls that
Girls,
he's
yeah.
on the live with. But I'm guessing he's sitting there with his girlfriend, I think, is who I finally figured out it was from other videos that I saw. And he's on like a live with these two little girls. They probably like if they're 11, they could even
Mhm.
be like
Yeah, they
10,
were
maybe
young.
9. And they're, I guess, in the video before the part that they showed, the little girls were doing a routine and he was watching them. And then the girl sitting next to him is like, don't get up. And he stands up in the chair and puts his pelvis in the camera and then just starts gyrating in front of the girls. And he has his tongue all out of his mouth when he comes back in the
With this
camera.
huge smile, it was like really
Like
disgusting.
he got really
Basically,
excited.
like insinuating that
Hmm.
his appliances,
Yeah, he was
was
showing them.
turned on. Yeah,
I mean, he
they
didn't,
were
his
turned on.
pants were on and everything, but he was like
Trying to
gyrating
show
in
like
front of
the
the camera.
bulge that like,
Yeah,
ooh, this was
the
exciting for me.
movement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a weirdo. He's a freaking weirdo. And whoever it
yeah,
was sitting next to him, that it was like, okay, yeah, go ahead and do it. No, no, sit down. You're a weirdo too, bitch. I'm sorry, not sorry. Fuck you. Because that's weirdo shit. I probably
yeah,
would have punched him. Like, what are you doing? I would have hit him right
yeah.
in his side.
Well,
These
and
are
she didn't
children.
seem shocked. She was like, don't get up on the chair." Like she knew what he was
Yeah.
going to do. But of course, she knows who he is. Who I mean, I don't know that girl's relationship with him, other than them saying his girlfriend. But the way that he allegedly groomed Celeste, it could be the same type of situation with this girl. It doesn't make it okay, but maybe there was something else going on there,
I mean,
because
I
she,
can kind
even
of see, but at the
if she
same time,
I
she's
would think if she
older.
felt a certain way and she didn't want to be there, then she just wouldn't be on the live if she knew what was going on. So either she knew what was going on and she was fine with it, or there was something else going on there. And maybe we'll find out as this trial happens.
Yeah,
Exactly
we'll
what
see. I'm hoping
all
that
these
she comes
people.
out and speaks,
Yeah.
but because and I hope that they use that video and we get more context to that because that's
I'm sure they
freaky or
will.
freaking weirdo.
Hmm.
And I mean, both of you, I'm sorry, and I don't know the context, and I
Hmm.
hope that it's not the situation where it's like a grooming and you're just kind of like adjusted or grew up into that you don't even know like this is an issue,
Hmm.
you know.
Right.
So if
Right.
that's the case, I apologize for calling you a weirdo and
Yeah.
calling
Well,
you
we
out your
don't
name,
know. We
but
don't know. I'm
if
just saying we
not,
don't
I'm
know. It
standing
could be
on it.
horrible, but we don't
That, but
know.
I'm saying if that is the case,
Hmm.
pre-apology. If not, I said what the fuck I say.
Yeah.
So I mean, but so even just back to like him having the whole Fortnite concerts, like Fortnite is a
Hmm.
huge thing for kids. It's
Yeah.
huge. My son loves Fortnite. Okay, loves
Hmm.
Fortnite.
Oh.
And so yes, and so it turned into a thing where like Fortnite had to offer refunds for the in-game items tied to him, and then like
Hmm.
collaborations that were pulled for like his streaming and his label
Hmm.
dropped him, but those are like corporate reactions. The human damage, the kids who identified with his loneliness, who now have like who have to square that with his alleged crimes, like that's harder to refund. You can't like take back smashing like oh the ideology they had behind like who you were for them as kids.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about like what else investigators found because this definitely we're going to say suggest even though I feel like it's more of a proof that you know this isn't an isolated event or a pattern.
Yeah. So during the investigation, authorities discovered what prosecutors described as a significant amount of child sexual abuse material on Burke's digital devices. His iCloud account alone contained 8 terabytes of data. Total across his devices was 20 to 30 terabytes.
Okay, and for anybody who is like me, who's not like super technological and we don't know what all the bytes mean, I googled that shit. 8 terabytes, bro. That was it's worth at least like if you're trying to equal it out, 16 million photos.
Wow.
16 million photos. 2 million high quality songs, and it was like
It was
it's a
so,
lot of fucking
it was a
storage.
lot. Yeah.
And they said that its main use is for like backup for cameras like you know commercial cameras or
Hmm.
for like people who have servers who run like big servers that have multiple if you know anything
Right.
about you know computer servers you need a whole bunch of
Hmm.
storage for that but for just storage and then all of this is like kiddie porn type stuff
Yeah.
what and that's on your iCloud account alone. That's not
Right.
every, and then in total 20 to 30, 20 to 30. No,
It's a lot.
you're a pedophile. You're a monster. That
There's
is
stuff
a
that has to have been
lot.
going on for that much to be there.
No, that's
There has to it
years.
hasn't been going on for a very long time. And what's scary is for it to there to be that much. And he's how old? He's in his 21, 20. He's
Right.
very young. So unless he was just devouring this content 24 hours a day, he's been doing this since he was young. So it really makes me think what was going on in his life
His
because this
life.
seems
And you
to
know
have
it's crazy I
started
didn't even
very
think
young for
about
him.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't even think
it
about
had to
that.
have started very young for him. And this is not to excuse what he did
Oh
in any
no.
way, but it just makes me wonder what for it to be so young in him. Because although these type of predators and stuff, they can start early, this is kind of early and then to have so much of it. Like not only
That
are you
is a
taking it in, but you're
lot.
storing it. You know what I'm
That is
saying?
a
Like
lot.
that's crazy. So, private investigator Steve Fisher, hired by the owner of the Hollywood Hills home Burke rented, has publicly stated that he uncovered evidence suggesting Burke allegedly had a relationship with another minor. Fisher said photos related to this were handed over to law enforcement, though he wasn't certain they'd become part of the murder case.
And that on top of so a private investigator connected you to another relationship with a minor. And then you have the 20 to 30 terabytes of child pornography or child
Mhm.
sexual assault, whatever, on your devices. And then the Celeste situation, allegedly.
Right.
Baby, what? What? Okay, so like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
at this point though, no official additional victims have been
Mm-hmm.
named. Okay.
Right.
But the combination of all of that, it raises the question that like was Celeste the only one, because does not sound like it that's the case. It sounds
Right.
like it definitely was more, and then you have access to all of these children, and then it's already confirmed allegedly that there's a whole nother relationship you were having with this young girl. Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure there's way more out there. And then the way you acted on live, that wasn't
And
like a
what I'm thinking
private
is, you don't,
recording between you. You were on
you
live, a stream when you
right,
did that.
and you don't know when these, even if the parents aren't sitting there, when they might walk in. He was very comfortable and very excited in this
Very
video.
so, he was like,
Yeah, yeah, sticking
and
his
I was
tongue
like,
out, like licking his
ugh.
tongue up and down. It was the whole
No, he
thing.
was so excited, and then he
Hmm.
even like hopped up one extra time at the end. And we're like, oh, and
Hmm.
put his pelvic. I was like, bro, it was
It
disgusting,
was disturbing.
disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. And if there are other victims, where are they? Are they afraid to come forward? Are they still being groomed? Did they escape? And we don't know. But the possibility is terrifyingly haunting.
And I think with everything that's going on, like this is the best worst time for this. You know what I'm saying? With
Hmm.
between like the Epstein files and all of the other shit that's coming out about, and then
Yeah.
with the whole stuff that just happened with all those employees from Disney and those other people who got arrested with that child sex trafficking
Oh
ring.
yeah, yeah. What is
But
going on?
all of it's coming out. They are attacking the children. It makes it easier for us to believe because it is so much happening like that already in the world. So doesn't put that far off that he would be another one. It's astounding that he's so young, but for it to be believable, it's not hard for me to
Well,
believe.
that's what's sad. Is it's getting to the point where it's like when I say everybody's a pedophile, it's like we're
Everybody,
constantly hearing about it. I know that these people
yes.
have been doing the people have been doing this stuff for years. It just all of a sudden it's like all of it is just
Everybody in
coming.
the big lights, everybody who's
And
any
that's
like supposed
amazing.
to be a anybody, the what they call the top of the top, the in
Yeah,
the
the cream of
heels,
the crop.
yeah, they're all creeps is what it's giving, and I
Mhm.
don't like it. But there is also an unverified Reddit post from October of 2025 before Burks was arrested, where an anonymous user claimed to be a second victim and described abuse that began when they were supposedly a minor. Now, obviously, we can't confirm that because it's a Reddit post and it is anonymous, but we mention it because it existed in the discourse before law enforcement got involved, which I mean, to me, that matters. And it
Mhm.
goes with the fact that if it is true,
Right.
if that is true, then that's just one more person. That's Celeste, this person, and then whoever the other minor that the private investigator found, plus
Mhm.
all of the stuff that you had on your device. Like, you're a problem.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, but we do have to be careful because
Yeah.
anonymous posts aren't evidence. Like you said, what is evidence though is 8 terabytes of CSAM and a dead 14-year-old girl in a Tesla trunk.
His Tesla truck.
His Tesla trunk. That's what we know. The rest is all question marks for right now.
Yeah, and those question marks are why this case feels or is unfinished, because I mean, even with Burks in custody, it's still a whole bunch we don't know, and at the fact that he's trying to plead not guilty. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
but also at the same time, like, how does an 18-year-old with a major label deal and a global platform and millions of teenage fans maintain a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old for 2 years without anyone intervening? Like, did nobody know about this? Because that's not what it seems like. And I think that I read somewhere that at some point the parents knew that they were in communication.
Hmm.
So,
So as we go through the story, you'll see what, because the parents did try. It feels like they tried. I don't know
mhm.
to what extent, but it did feel like they tried. But the short answer to your question is because the guardrails don't exist where they need to. These areas are all open. I don't
Yeah.
care what TikTok or YouTube says. They have their teenage accounts, stuff for kids. They're all open, and there's no one or no way to guard it because then you're talking about people's privacy. Like if they're guarding it, then they're looking at everybody's to make sure nobody's doing it. And then that's our personal privacy, which for me, if it saves kids, is fine. But it's not going to be, everybody's not going to feel that way. And with the government that we have right now, it also changes how much
Yeah,
people want you in their business. Just,
yeah, they suck. But yeah, so the like you were saying, they do have platforms like TikTok and Discord. They do have to have like a age verification, but there's no way for you to actually verify that. I mean, people lie
hmm
about their birthdays to get onto these stuff. That's a normal thing that kids do, like you
yeah.
said with me and the MySpace and the Facebook back in the day
hmm
when it first came out. So I know they're doing it nowadays,
Right.
and artists aren't actually required to undergo like background checks or training for like minor
Yeah.
safety, and management companies just focus on metrics and the stream engagements and revenue, not on like whether the talent that they're actually using is responsible, to be around these kids.
Yeah. And parents, Celeste's family knew about Bert. She told them she was going to see him. They reportedly tried to intervene, but a 14-year-old with a phone, an Uber account, and a determination can circumvent a lot of parental control. And let me tell you, as a parent who raised three teenagers, if they want to,
They're going
unless
to.
you just lock them in the room, it is almost impossible to stop.
No, that's factuals, because I mean it was a lot of shit you told me I wasn't supposed to be doing, and I definitely
Everything. I'm
did
sure
it.
all the things that I said no to, that just made it sound like, oh, that sounds, she doesn't want me
Ooh,
to
I
do it.
should
It
do
must be
it.
fun.
Ooh, must be fun. Don't
She
be
must
around
be
this
trying to
person.
hide
Oh,
something from me.
yeah. They
Let me
got the
try it.
sauce. Yeah. So, I mean, I could definitely understand that. That's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, all she had to do was say something like, oh, my parents don't want me to come. And then he sent the Uber. So, bazinga. And
Mm-hmm.
then also the music industry itself is like, it has no unified child protection protocol for artists who interact directly with underage fans, or even for like artists who are underage. It's a shitty industry. Anybody who's in it will tell you about it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's music, that's the entertainment period.
Yeah, we're
It's
seeing that
trash when
too.
it comes to kids. They
Yeah,
do not, literally, I don't feel like any of the industries, any kind of company, any of that where they're making money off of us, where from our streams or whatever,
that's
they don't
their
care anything
goal.
about our kids.
Yeah, that's
Nothing.
that's what
Okay.
they're concerned about, the money.
Yeah, they just want the money. So it's really no oversight body checking whether the 18-year-old with the Spotify plaque is also DMing middle schoolers, or I mean, who's to say younger people? Like, we can't verify or like restrict who he's talking to.
Right. But Burke's case may force that conversation, but it shouldn't take a dismembered teenager in a Tesla to make the industry care. And I don't know that this is going to make
I
the industry care.
doubt it.
At the very most, we may see them put some band-aids over things for a minute, but how, because they don't care and they just want these people to go out and make money. They don't want to babysit these people. And how are you
I
going to
mean, and
babysit these people?
if you're part of, like, if you believe in the things that I believe in, or the conspiracy, if you want to call them
hmm
theories, I mean, the people in the media are the ones who are targeting the children. So why would they go out and defend the children when,
Just
like, this is
nobody
our
defending the
goal?
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. But law enforcement found Burke because Celeste remains were discovered, right? Not because
hmm
anyone flagged the relationship, and not because a platform algorithm detected grooming, because she died and her body was found. And the fact that you're supposed to be the last person and there's no communication, that let's stop texting, where you at, where you at, and then nothing. Yeah, that's that's suspicious.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
But that's the system working backwards. Catastrophically, tragically, as we see here, backwards.
Okay, and so as of right now, where does this case stand?
So Burke is in custody. He's being
Hmm.
held without bail in a segregated unit for his own safety. His preliminary hearing is May 26, 2026, and if he is convicted of first-degree murder with special circumstances, he faces life without parole or the death penalty.
The special circumstances is throwing me. It is like, I just don't like how it sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
But the lewd acts charge and the mutilation charge add layers. But the special circumstances, like I was saying, the circumstances murder charge is the gravity center. Okay, and
Mhm.
lying in wait, financial gain, murdering a witness, those aren't enhancements. They're character statements about the crime, and the fact that it was like basically it's already determined. We can really see like what you are planning based off of your
Hmm.
actions and the things that you bought, and for you to
Yeah.
be like, oh no, I didn't, no murder, no murder. And I don't understand, why buy the body bag, why buy the chainsaw? I mean, obviously you
And
just
the
remembered
burn
her
box.
in the burn box, but why do all of that to still just leave her in the trunk? Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like he thought, okay, I'm gonna get all these things so I can get rid of her body. What happened between that and then him just leaving her there parked on the street or in the trunk of this car parked on the street? I don't understand it, but his defense team is arguing that he didn't kill her and wasn't the cause of her death. We don't know what their theory is yet. Accident, third party, false confession, what? But we'll learn more at the preliminary hearing later on this month.
which is so annoying because I wish I could just know everything like right now. But the CSAM charges may be pursued separately or folded in. We're not really sure. But the PI's allegations about another minor may develop and it may not. And that's also another problem because there's so many. We don't know. We don't know. We don't really know what's going to happen. We kind of
Yeah,
have
it's
to
just
wait.
kind of starting.
Yeah, but the 20 to 30 terabytes of data is a gold mine for investigators.
Hmm.
It's no way in hell that they should like see that and then look over it. But also, I mean, Trump, Epstein files, look at that and see what they did there. So there's that.
Well,
And if right, so if there are other victims or other communications or even just like other similar crimes, that's
hmm
what I'm hoping that, or hoping that's where we'll find them in that the 20 to
yeah.
30 terabytes, and it kind of just tells the story itself because the fact that he had the CSAM stuff, period. I mean, that's
It's
telling.
yeah, and the cultural reckoning is already happening. Bedroom pop and TikTok music culture are being examined differently now. Conversations about artist fan boundaries, minor safety in digital spaces, and platform accountability are louder. Whether they lead to actual change is an open question.
The only thing certain is that Celeste Hernandez is dead, and she was 14. She loved music, and she trusted someone she shouldn't have had access to at all. And the system, familial, platform, industry, and legal failed to protect her at every level. And I mean, there's a cruel irony in David's biggest hit being called Romantic
Right?
Homicide. A teenage boy sings about emotional devastation, and millions of kids feel seen. And then the same voice plans a real homicide, buys chainsaws, orders an Uber, waits for a 14-year-old girl who trusted him. I mean, I don't know what to do with that irony. I don't think there is anything to do with it except to sit with it. And of course, he did all of this stuff allegedly,
Allegedly.
where
But what
he's on
haunts
trial.
me is the 5 months, September to April. He
Right.
allegedly killed her in April, and her remains weren't found until September. For 5 months, he performed, posted, and released music, lived in the world while she was in the front trunk of his car.
And the year before that, 2022 to 2025, from 11 to 14, grooming is not a single act. It's a thousand small moments of boundary erosion. Compliments that become requests, requests that become demands, demands that become threats. And when she finally threatened back, I'll ruin your career, the response allegedly was annihilation. And crazy enough, my sister, because she's our
Our
what are we
ear to the
calling her,
street,
our
our
street
urban
analyst,
correspondent.
urban correspondent that works too. She was telling me about how supposedly he has a song named Celeste, and in the song it's supposed to be about what a man who've had a fantasy about committing a murder, and so he like it's like the fantasy of the murder, and he cut off both of her arms and
Yeah.
then like stabbed her in the stomach, allegedly in the exact same spot that she ended up being stabbed on. So that kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier about like we don't know, maybe it was him picking through the fantasies, and that he
Mm-hmm.
was known to do all this weird stuff like having a coffin at his shows where fans could leave notes in the coffin. I don't know why the coffin, but fans could leave notes in the
Mm-hmm.
coffin. And
And then like the merch shirts, the white shirts with the blood on them that she
oh yeah,
said
the white button
that
up
he was
shirts
selling.
with the blood stains with the hands smeared across and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was his merch for the shows. So I mean, allegedly, well, that part is not alleged. He's
Yeah,
doing weird
that's
shit.
true. That's
That's true. But
that can
the
keep going.
to say that he had these videos out, and it kind of seems like it was like his fantasies that he put out, and like used music to kind of put out his real like
Mhm.
feelings and dark thoughts and stuff. And then Celeste was him.
Well, and because the songs came out before this, what you're talking about, she was saying
Right.
came out before this happened. So it's like he
Brought
had
his
fantasies
fantasy to
already,
reality.
and he just acted some of them out in this case.
Yeah.
But this case asks us, what does accountability look like when the predator is also the product? When the platform that made him famous also made him accessible? When the fans who loved him are also the demographic he allegedly preyed upon?
I mean, honestly, I don't have the answers because it just sounds like a perfect condition for him to be a predator, is what I'm giving. But I do have rage and I have grief and a lot of questions about how many other like Celeste are out there, because I'm sure that there are still alive, still being groomed, still invisible to the system that should see them. But of course, they don't, because our system is part of the problem and they be out here doing the same shit, so they don't see an issue with it.
I can hear that. When you do that, I can hear it.
Oh, I'm for diddling.
Yeah, you can hear it. It sounds like that he moved his brain. You can hear it.
For diddling.
But if you want to go deeper, court filings for the preliminary hearing will become public after May 26, 2026. The LA County District Attorney's Office is handling the prosecution, and if you are someone you know is being groomed or exploited, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children operates a 24/7 hotline, 1-800 The Lost.
All sources and links are in the show notes. Thank you for spending this time with us, and thank you for helping us remember Celeste and to shine light on those who may be in similar situations like Celeste, are going through the same things and don't realize the kind of danger that they're in. And maybe we can help them before it gets to this, or at least stop those who are doing the grooming before it gets to this.
And it's important to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. But if you see something, the simplest thing that saying we say all the time, if you see something, say something. This wouldn't go on if people weren't being quiet about it, because it doesn't seem like he was trying to hide it very well.
No,
So it's important that when we see something, especially when it comes to our children, and when I say our children, I mean as a
the
collective,
world.
that it is
Yes.
our job to protect them. So, guys, thank you so much for being here and listening to us again. And as I said, take care of yourselves.
Yes, and we will be back with updates about the David case as it
Mhm.
progresses, obviously, because I need to know how this
Yes.
ends. So stick around and find out with us.